Buying a home can be very exciting, but it can also be a little scary. The more you know before you start the process, the better. One thing you don't want in the middle of buying a home are surprises. Hi, I'm Tim Pantle, the Adopt a Dog Realtor with Coldwell Banker. And in this episode of Rescue Me, I'm going to talk a little bit about closing costs and what you can expect to pay in closing costs when you buy a house. When you know your closing costs up front, you'll be better prepared when it comes time to write an offer. And more importantly, you won't be surprised in the middle of the transaction. Knowing these figures will help you plan and budget so you can make a wise financial decision. The truth is, the good deals go quickly, and knowing your numbers ahead of time will allow you to take advantage of those good deals without hesitating. There are really three things you'll be spending your money on when you buy a house. Let's take a look at those three things now. Number one, the money you put down. This really isn't a closing cost, it's the money you put down towards the cost of the house, but it will be leaving your bank account, so it's an important part of the budgeting process when buying a house. Number two, closing costs. Now, closing costs can be broken down into a few categories: loan fees, title costs, and prepaid fees. Loan fees are what you pay to get the loan from the bank. Title fees are the fees you pay the title company for title insurance and for transferring the property into your name. Prepaids are things like homeowners insurance and property taxes that you have to pay up front. When you go to close the sale, you'll need the cash to cover the down payment and closing costs. Now that I've told you what closing costs are, I bet you're asking, well, Tim, how much will those closing costs be? My answer? It depends. It depends on the price of your home. For a rough estimate, expect to pay about 2% of the purchase price towards your closing costs. But rest assured, I can give you a much better answer than that. I have a fantastic calculator that will help me determine what your closing costs will be, depending on the price of your house. If you'd like a pretty good estimate of what your closing costs will actually be, just reach out. You can give me a call, text, or email. My info will be below this video. There's one more category of things you'll spend money on when buying a home, and that's the appraisal and any inspections you'd like. I don't include these in closing costs because you'll probably pay these fees up front to the individual inspectors that you hire. An appraisal will typically run between $500 and $800, and the inspections, that just depends on what inspections you'd like done to your house. I'll include some estimates of different inspections below this video. Knowing these costs up front will help you better plan the total amount of money you'll need at closing. One thing we didn't talk about is having the seller actually help pay some of your closing costs. That is an option, just depends on the market we're in and how things are going, but we can have that conversation when we're actually negotiating and writing up your offers. I hope you found this video helpful. Please comment below and reach out with any questions. If you're looking for an agent to help you buy a home in the Sacramento area, give me a call. And remember, when you use me to buy a home, you're also helping a dog get out of the shelter and into their new backyard. I'm Tim Pantle, the Adopt a Dog Realtor. See you next time on Rescue Me, the show dedicated to rescuing dogs from the shelter and rescuing you from making bad real estate decisions.